Is temperature a thing of the past? I'm Arm Joich, and this is Evening News. We'll have more on that later. But first, surging prices, unbuttered bread, and a 2-pound rock. Yep, it's the Monday Roundup. More on that later. But first, the Supreme Court ruled that women are no longer allowed to drive. In other news, unrelated, National Hockey-inspired road rage has increased 10,000%. Also, whoa Nelly, the world's densest boy finally opens up to the press. More on that later. But first, where does all the time go? Well, this group of scientists thinks they've found it all. And a beloved cartoon dolphin celebrates their 100th birthday. Here's why the Ayatollah's miffed about it. More on that later. But first, too much ass in the halls of Congress? Experts say impossible. More on that later. But first, more on that later. But first, what's in your tap water that's making you piss? This story may shock you. More on that later. But first, are your kids safe? Mine aren't. More on that later. But first, CTV news anchor Arm Joich found dead, nude, and skinless in a roadside motel. And the unlikely impact on the Blue Jays home opener. More on that later. But first, Carla, with the weather.
It's good.
Thank you, Carla. More from her later. But first,